Hello YouTube, it's Birdo Prey 5, and I see Anti-Trekker is first. First, I see Anti-Trekker first many times. Yeah. Are you still typing first? Still first. First and only, to be clear about it. At least best I can tell. 3 people. Darth made it. Darth is second. Let's see if I just want to make sure no one's doubt that I was first. Yep, you are confirmed as first, number 1 Anti-Trekker. Very good. Darth is number 2, or the first runner-up. Congrats, Anthony D. You guys take the top 3. Thomas Potts is probably, I don't know. There he is, Thomas Potts. His internet sucks today. Well, you only spent, 2 hours on my City Skyline stream, 4 hours on Doomcock stream, and you're back for some more with me, and probably later you'll be on Anti-Trekker. So it seems to be working. Maybe they're just capping your data plan or something. Hello, Anthony. Welcome. Thomas Potts saw that on Doomcock's stream. I super chatted him Triguna Makoitis Terhorum Citus D, and he had no idea what I was talking about. So I had to then, at the very end of the stream, explain that it was the line from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And then he remembered, apologized, because yes, he did know that way back when, but it had been a long time since he had seen the movie. But then he did go in to describe several scenes vividly and accurately. So yes, no doubt he had seen the movie, but clearly it had been some time, and that relation in his brain had his computer brain, or I'm not sure. There's conflicting information whether Doomcock is a robot or if he just builds robots. I've heard both. So whatever the issue is, he's got it sorted out. But yes, Triguna Makoitis Terhorum Citus D is the spell for substitutionary locomotion in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. The words are on the pendant worn by a lion on the island of, what's the name of the island? Somebody help me. Does anybody remember the name of the island from Bedknobs and Broomsticks? Hello, Luke. Welcome. Bed, take us to... I know Cornelius Brown. Then they're on Portobello Road. It's right here in me book. The little kid had the book with the cartoons, the whole cartoon part of the island. It was not the island of misfit toys. Alexa, what's the island from Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
You have Long Island
Naboo.
information in
Yes.
Do you want to open it?
No, cancel.
Cancel it.
Naboo. Yes, something like that. Naboo. Yes, it was an island run by animals. A lion was the king, not to be confused with The Lion King. That would be a Disney movie that came out much later. But the king had a little rage issue. He was not happy when they could not find a referee for the soccer match. So the human guy agreed to referee. Then he tried to steal the thing from the lion's neck, and he actually got away with it, and they stole it. But as soon as they got back to the real world, the thing just disappeared because it couldn't exist in the real world. And the witch, who was a good witch, she was very upset. I mean, she was trying to use this to help fight the war, to literally stop the Nazis. The Nazis were invading England, and she thought it was all over, but then the little kid showed her the book, and in the book was the drawing of the necklace, and it had the exact words that they needed. Chaguna Mokoiti Terhoram Saitisti. And after saying it enough times and dancing and singing, they finally started to get inanimate objects to start moving. And in an epic battle scene that even Anti-Tracker will admit was far better than anything in Braveheart, the ghosts, the ghost knights. Now this is long before Game of Thrones, people. So the ghost knights army surrounded the Germans, who were trying to fire at them with their automatic rifles, and these old knights in armor, but there was nobody in the suits. They'd get shot, and then they would come over and just knock the Nazis on their heads with their own boots. And the Nazis got scared and ran away like typical Frenchmen. Sorry, Luke, but it's okay because I'm part French, so I can make those jokes now. Yeah, I'm part of the tribe, Luke. I'm part of the tribe. I'm getting to that, Anti-Tracker. What does Bedknobs and Broomsticks have to do with the Orville or STD? I'll get to that point. Anyway, so the Nazis ran away back to their submarines, and then the guy joins the Old Home Guard to protect England, and the kids stay with the witch and become her kids because they were orphans from London. And the cat is good, and I think the girl learns to turn her brother into a rabbit or something. And everybody lives happily ever after. And yes, that is Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Okay, let's see. Try not to get too far behind on the comments. Internet sucks. Okay. Anthony D says hello all. I'm on episode 2, aired in Ireland. That's the Orville. Darth says dragons. Anthony D says an Orville staff meeting. Yes. Yes, I had that background. trying to pick a different background for each stream. This one seemed appropriate for tonight. That's from episode 1 of season 2, Jaloja. That's when he was telling the crew before Bortus got there about that they were going to Moklas, and he didn't want any jokes in the meeting. Some words I can't pronounce by Anti-Trekker. And then Darth. And then Anthony D says, Doomcock just commands the robot armies. Yeah, I know that's what he says, but there's times he makes it seem like he's a robot. I don't know. I'm not sure he knows. Darth says, Anti-Trekker. Achi Mawa, we are from the bones of our ancestors. Lol, Luke says, hey, hello Luke. Anthony D. Fartus Maximus. Okay. Yes, it wasn't the island of misfit toys. Naboo Island. Nambubu. Yes, the island of Nabumbu. Thank you, Thomas. Darth Raven says to me, Jersey was the only island in the UK where the Nazis gained a foothold. I'm not going to say that this was a historically accurate movie, but this was a small Nazi invasion just to show the English that they could do it. And then the Nazis ran off in embarrassment, and I'm sure the English didn't want to make it public that they had actually been invaded. So, conspiracy theory perhaps. Both sides just prefer to pretend that it never happened, and so you'll never read about it in the textbooks. Thomas Potts says, a little ? Rage issue? Well, for a lion, Thomas. I mean, lions have a different rage level than, zebras or kangaroos. Luke asks Anti-Trekker, how are you, good sir? Holding hard and consistent for your family. Anti-Trekker then asks, so what does this all have to do with the Orville and STD? I told him I'm getting to it because I really thought I'd figure out a segue. Well, it's like this. Bed knobs and broomsticks is like the Orville, and STD is like STD. That's how they're alike. Compare bed knobs and broomsticks to Star Trek Discovery. It's like comparing the Orville to Star Trek Discovery. That said, I am in a dilemma. I am debating whether I should start a CBS All Access free trial to watch this episode of Discovery or not. Because either way, I'd cancel the trial before I gave CBS All Access 1 cent. But would it hurt them more to see people take the free subscription and then cancel immediately after they watch Discovery? Would they put 2 and 2 together, that it was their personal disgust that they said no more, that it's not for them? Or would the fact that so many people started the trial tonight, give them some type of hope, give them some means to spin, and that maybe season 2 will be better for them, or better in general. I'm leaning towards the latter. Like, I feel even just taking the free trial would help Discovery and would be seen as a positive for CBS All Access. Even if I literally tried to cancel it immediately after I saw Discovery episode 1, it probably wouldn't count as a cancellation until the week was up. And then by then, would they even... I mean, yeah, they'd see they didn't retain the membership, which would be bad. But I feel like they've got a whole week then of good press talking about all the new customers they got. So I'm thinking it doesn't even pay to sign up. Thomas says, get the kids out of the house and put them in the factories. Yes, that was a quote from me. But I was, of course, talking about simulated kids in city skylines. Darth says to Anti-Tracker, it's simply they both have O in words, they say. Luke says, Anti-Trigger says to Luke, trying, hanging together. Mrs. Anti-Tracker is taking Joshua to an event right now. I took the day off from work, and she is out, and I'm trying to get a jump start on next week's videos. Thomas says, I'm tired of having to refresh streams today. I'm sorry, Thomas. You need better internet connection. Antitrika says, since I will be out of town next week, I want to have at least a couple of videos ready to go. Darth says, Anti-Tracker, I'm currently in tomorrow, lol. Anti-Tracker says, I refuse to admit any battle is better than the battles in Braveheart. Well, I think if you saw it recently, you would change your mind. Anthony D says, bed pillow decloaking off pot bow. Yeah, I know. It's just so much more comfortable with the pillow behind my head. The streams I do without it, man, I'm really feeling it by the second or third hour. Luke says to me, so which part of you can run away from your bed? I don't understand the question. No part can run away from the bed. Did I say something about running away? Thomas says to Anti-Tracker, if you need, you can take tonight's stream off. I'll give you $1.99 PayPal. Wow, that's very kind of you, Thomas. Darth says, Anti-Tracker, Battle of the Bastards is the best battle scene on a TV show ever. Well, Darth, you just limited it to a TV show, so he may or may not agree, though I don't think he saw that episode. I'm talking movies. Anti-Tracker says, lol, no, I will stream. Appreciate what you've already done, but 2 things. First, streaming helps me feel a little better. Second, money. Anti-Trigger says, too late for that, bird of prey. If you want to avoid falling behind on the comments, you need to just read comments. Trust me on that one, lol. Darth says, Anti-Tracker, if you want to stream, you can call Lore and just give him all the bull crap like you saw STD early and give him fake stuff to sound even more awful than it will be. Lol. Thomas Potts says, YouTube is getting me pissed. It's kind of buffing. Yesterday, every video I tried to watch froze in the middle. Because you're watching too much, Thomas. That's YouTube saying, get off our service. You're wasting our resources. I don't think that. I'm just saying that's what YouTube thinks. I would like you to be here for every video. So, fight the power, Thomas. Anti-Tracker says, the word you could not pronounce with charm of making from Excalibur. Wrote it phonetically. I have no idea how to actually spell it. Darth says, Bird of Prey 5 in Irish, wherever they put anyone in good health and cheers is Slán I Cha. Has a lot of meaning. All of them are for good health and best wishes. Well, that's good, Darth. Anti-Trigger says, looked it up. Ariel Natris Oris Bazi Bedhead Duchel Dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend I know what that is. Darth says to me, Jersey Islands and Nazis was very public. Yes, but in the movie they were not on Jersey Island. They were on the English mainland. Thomas Potts says, Project Blue Book second episode was interesting. Yes, Thomas, I watched it. To me, it's like X-Files, more or less, all over again, except without Scully and two dudes. Still not a bad show, but yeah, it has a lot more of an X-Files vibe than an Ancient Aliens vibe, or thankfully anything else on History Channel. Speaking of History Channel, I am looking forward to this Monday when a new episode of Pawn Stars starts. One of the greatest TV shows in History Channel history. And instead of playing 2 half-hour episodes back to back every single time, they've just gone ahead and made it a full hour. I don't know why it took them 15 seasons to figure that out. They were wasting valuable minutes on closing and opening credits. Well, really closing credits that they didn't need to waste. They could have just done the full hour-long episodes. They always add them in 1-hour blocks anyway. It'll be a sad season, since the old man, the father, died. I believe in the they did do a tribute episode to him, but I don't think there's been a true episode since before he passed. Anti-Tracker says, now that is a great quote. Bed knobs and broomsticks is like the Orville, while STD is like STD, yes. Lol. Darth says, why are you speaking Irish anti-tracker? Uh, Anti-tracker says it's a quote from Excalibur. Darth says, Better Prey 5, you should binge season 1 just so you can say you saw all Trek. Oh, I've already seen season 1 of STD, Darth, and I've seen all the short treks. That's not an issue. Anthony D says, no more. The line must be drawn here. Stupid CBS. Darth says it's Irish though, lol. Anti-Trekker says, if you are just going to do that trial, I would either wait until either one, you find out from reviews you trust that it's actually good, or 2, wait until the season is done so you can binge it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It's just a matter of whether I'm gonna watch it tonight, early tomorrow, or have to wait a week to watch it. But either way, I'm gonna watch it, and either way, CBS is not getting a cent from me. Thomas Potts says, quote, added. Anti-Trekker says, awesome. He added it to the website. Yes, there might be some maintenance on the website tonight. It's a very, very small chance, but some threads might get deleted irreversibly. If it happens, I apologize. That will be rare. Some people might get banned by accident. If that happens, just send me a super chat, and I will make sure to restore your account. What's that? You can't super chat me yet? Well, get me to 1,000 subs, send me a super chat, and I'll make sure to restore your account. Let's just do that. Stimulated kids, lol. Oh, simulated kids. Oh my god. Maybe I do need glasses. Simulated kids. Yes, well, they were simulated. Does Bird of Prey 5 know about your quote library? Thomas Bott says, I told him someone made one. And Thomas, I believe I accurately asked if that someone had the initials TP. And you said something like you couldn't answer that or you couldn't recall. Anti-Trekker says, though his brain shut off for a minute. Thought his brain shut off for a minute. He is behind in the comments already, lol. The battle at minus truth. The battle at minus trith is the best. Minus trith. Anti-Trigger says Thomas Potts' Minus Trith is epic for sure. For a cartoon, also about the whole thing was just animation. In Braveheart, those were real people and real horses and real cars driving through the scenes. Okay, and I lost spots in the comments. Thomas Potts says, well, orcs and Olflots aren't real. Offlants? Orophants? Orcs and Oliphants aren't real. He also says, TV Guide loves season 2. of STD. Darth says, not even close. Roful. Anti-Tracker says, Thomas, there's a quote for you. Lol, porn stars. Yes, Thomas, but P-A-W-N. Porn stars, as in pawn shops, as in places you go to sell things for money, not places you go to buy things for pleasure. Thomas Pot says, I thought they canceled it after The Old Man. Well, a lot of people thought they canceled it, but they never officially made an announcement. And apparently Monday it starts again with all new hour-long episodes. So I am excited because I quite like that show. Porn Stars is the best show on TV. Yes, Anti-Tracker, I will stand by that quote. You just have to spell porn correctly. Chief Cook, hello Chief Cook. Welcome. And speaking of Chief Cook, he reminded me, even though he's not the one who paid for it, somebody did purchase a song from me from the last stream. Love Song by The Cure. I don't know if I should wait till he comes to a stream or just do it today and get it out of the way, because I'll be honest, it's not a song I ever heard before. I listened to it today just so I get some idea of the timing. And I realized, man, I am not going to do this song well. So I did find a karaoke version. So at least if I turn down the music on that, I can at least get the timing right. But it's going to be kind of weird because there's like 45 seconds to a minute at places where there's no audio, there's no words. So it's just gonna be me like humming along or something. Chief Cook says, what up guys, you ready to get STD? Anti-Tracker says, true Thomas, but man's strength is only in Berto Prey 5's mind. Man's trineth is only in Bird of Prey 5's mind. Chief Cook says, Haru Anti-Tracker? Anti-Tracker asks, crew? Darth says, Thomas Potts, we get it tomorrow, 8 a.m. Chief Cook says, at work, like you wait to get the hell out of here. Darth Raven says, Bird, ask your mom for the tape. There's air escaping your head. What, that stuff behind me? Anti-Tracker drops in a YouTube video. Chief Cook says, Bird, do you mean Pornhub? No, I don't mean Pornhub. I mean porn stars. Now, what video is this, Anti-Tracker? Am I going to get in trouble for playing the music? Excalibur, Merlin's magic spell. It's 2 minutes long. What is that? The Guardian of Forever in the background? That first scene. That looks like the Guardian of Forever. Right? Am I crazy? Are you guys seeing this? I know you're not seeing it now, but You will be in a second. That's the Guardian of Forever. It just doesn't have its time portal on. That's why you like this scene, Anti-Tracker. Why isn't this showing on the screen? Ah, damn it. Hold on. There we go. We start that over again. That is the Guardian of Forever right there. I don't know what else that could be. Just doesn't have the time running through it. But this is why Anti-Tracker likes this scene apparently so much. I don't want to play too much of the audio because we know what will happen if I do. Anthony D. Wait, they say lol. Anthony D says, "What else would I try my Tasmanian midget porn? Where else would I get my Tasmanian midget porn?" Anti-Tracker says, "Don't let him catch up." Thank you, Anti-Tracker. Thomas Pod says he missed my comment unsubbing. How could I miss one of your comments, Thomas? Meanest truth is in Lord of the Rings. Well, Thomas, I would not know because I walked out of the theater after the first Lord of the Rings, and I never went back for any of the others. Chief Cook says, "Is he falling asleep?" Well, soon enough. How are you? Oh, how are you? HRU. Anti-Tracker says, "That clip is what I wrote in the chat earlier, the spell. I see fish." Lol, I never noticed that. Yes, he never noticed the Guardian of Forever lurking in the background. Working on the re-edit for you now, Bird of Prey. I'm afraid to ask. Chief Cook, the original King Arthur movie. Anti-Tracker says, "You hate Lord of the Rings?" Unsubbed. Anti-Tracker, you don't like the Founding Fathers of America? I'm unsubbing. I let you go with that one the other day. It's like, I'm not really into the Founding Fathers. You should just go to Canada and hang out with Foley. You don't like the Founding Fathers. That's just Foley will make a place for you, I'm sure. He has a nice big house. He takes lots of videos of it. They can find a place for you, probably in the living room or something. And you and Foley can go up there and indulge in certain substances which aren't legal here, and you can obey the Queen and make jokes about those treasonous Americans and how George Washington was just a traitor to the crown. Thomas Potts says, "You walked out of Lord of the Rings." Yes, Thomas, I could still walk at the time. and I walked out. I started playing video games. I was playing video games for like literally an hour and a half. I couldn't imagine the movie was still going on. I went with one friend. I went back in. I was like, what the hell is going on? He's like, you didn't miss anything. I was like, I know I didn't, because this movie's nuts. And we both agreed that the movie was so bad we suspected that the next two movies would never actually come out. Perhaps they'd go right to DVD. Of course, that prediction did not come to pass. But wow, it was awful. Chief Cook said people falling asleep in Lord of the Rings. Mr. Miles, hello Mr. Miles. What's going on? Did I miss the orgy? Sure, Mr. Miles, it's you, Thomas, Luke, Chief Cook, and Anti-Tracker. And Anti-Tracker called first, so I'd say start with him. Anti-Tracker says, I did not say I did not like them, just that I wasn't an expert on them. Okay, if that's your story, I'll believe you, because I don't want to see you have to move to Canada. Anthony D says Foley is really Vixen. We've never seen them in the same chat at the same time, have we? That's a possibility, Anthony. Chief Cook says Foley here. Oh, you're Foley, Chief Cook? Mr. Miles says Founding Fathers are overrated. They're great for what they did, but they are not demigods like some people treat them. Not prophets. Yeah. Well, Mr. Miles just lost his wrench. Bye-bye, wrench. Bye-bye. You can go join the Redcoats, Mr. Miles. Maybe Queen, whatever her face. Who's the Queen? Elizabeth? Maybe she'll give you a wrench. Or Prince Charles. They'll give you biscuits is what they'll give you. Whoa, he's not that far behind on comments. What bizarro universe am I in? I don't know, Mr. Miles. What universe are you in? And Chief Cook has now put in a video into the chat that I will go look at and hope doesn't immediately demonetize my video. I'm Proud to Be an American by Lee Greenwood. Yes, that would be a good song to sing. What is this? Is this the karaoke version? Just my children and my gone. If tomorrow all the things were gone, can you hear that? If tomorrow all the things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. No, not even the Canadians. Proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free. Not in the EU, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. Please stand up if I could next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless USA. I dedicate that to Anti-Tracker, proud veteran of the United States Army. Anti-Tracker says, dope. Chief Cook lolls. Josh Street says, what should we take from Bird of Prey predictions are never to buy a lottery ticket when he says the numbers are lucky. Chief Cook says King Charles. Charles is not king yet. Thomas Potts says, did you hear the Duke flipped his SUV over? Vixen of Vava Voom, hello. She says, hi guys. Mr. Miles says, oh my god, it's a female. Mr. Miles, there is a theory that Vixen is Captain Foley. We have not seen them in the chat at the same time. Just be prepared. And Vixen, where were you today during Harvey's stream? I didn't notice you. Granted, I wasn't reading much of the chat, but I didn't see you. He's playing. Oh my God. Yeah, you got a free song out of me, Chief Cook. Mr. Miles says, Bird of Prey 5, if you're going to sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Even my mom wanted me to try to sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight. I might have to try that. And yes, you do the wee parts of all and all that. A wee mawa, a wee mawa, a wee mawa. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. That's about all I know. Chief Cook says, lol. Anti-Trigger says, you know we can hear the music. Well, whatever. I don't mind if Lee Greenwood gets to monetize the stream. At least he's a proud American. I was gonna be damned if the Irish national anthem got to monetize my stream, though. Mr. Miles goes, a wee mawa, a wee mawa, a wee mawa, yes. Thomas Potts says, Anti-Tracker, how are you doing the star dates? I was kind of curious about that myself. There are a few places. One does star dates, but only Star Trek Online star dates, which do not correspond to either TOS or TNG star dates. They only work in Star Trek Online. So I don't know if he was doing that or not. Vixen says to me, I need a hug. Oh, Vixen, as long as you promise you're not Foley, I will send you a hug. Why do you need a hug, Vixen? Is everything okay? Thomas says a female is special to us. Anti-Trigger says, in my log, year, day, time. So January 2nd at 10 a.m. would be 1-900-210. At 2 p.m., gotcha. Okay, so he just put the dates together. Anthony D says, Foley has had the surgery, folks. Chief Cook is putting in another link. Thomas Potts is breaking Disney sues Bird of Prey over his singing of The Lion King. I'm not going to tell her to order 50 pizzas. It's cold as hell here, says Anthony D. Vixen Vavavoom says, I would not be surprised that females are special here. That's what she meant. Hi, Vixie. Aw. Okay. Chief Cook is posting it in again. I don't know if it's the same one or a second one. Which one should I click on, Chief Cook? The first or the second? I'm clicking on first. Let's see what it is. That's Lee Greenwood again. He's posted in this. Is this The Lion King? Here, Sons of Qapla, Klingon Warrior Anthem, fan-made tribute song. Well, that doesn't sound like it would be monetized. Here, Sons of Qapla, aka the Klingon Warrior Anthem, is one of my favorite moments from one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek DS9. And what better way to launch my new channel than by paying tribute to one of the favorite franchises with a Klingon anthem. Note, this is not indicated to indicate I own any show more copyright from the Star Trek franchise. I just love it. And this is user Black Hat Entertainment on YouTube. Well, I don't want to steal another YouTuber's content. Is there lyrics? There doesn't appear to be any text lyrics. So I don't want to even try to sing it because I'd have to play it, and that would really just be stealing their content. But yeah, people should probably go to that link that Chief Cook put in. I'm kind of curious. I'll probably play it later myself. Thomas Potts is 25 minutes until STD Season 2. Are they launching it at 8:30? Really? They're going to give a half-hour head start so that they think everybody will be watching that instead of the Orville, I suppose. Vixen say, I didn't say about instead of about dudes. Okay, I missed something. Mr. Miles says, Thomas, Disney doesn't own that song. Chief Cook says second. Thomas says, they are suited now. How bad I sounded. It might have hurt DVD sales. They are suited on how bad it might. They are suited on how bad it sounded. It might hurt DVD sales. Mr. Miles says, Thomas Potts, the song was out long before Disney got a hold of it. Anthony D says, don't get a copy strike. Thomas says, I suggest we have Mr. Miles date Vixen to see if it's Foley. Mr. Miles says yes, because that's how dates are set up. Anthony D says, Miles, it's a trap. Vixen says, that Thomas, he could grab me by the you-know-what, then he would know. Uh-oh. Anthony D says that Vixen, your balls. Oh my God. Thomas Potts says, sorry, I meant suing. Vixen says, Anthony D, I don't have balls, I have boobs. But if you don't believe me, your loss. It's like the Seinfeld episode. They're real and they're spectacular. That's a text. That's two texts. Is this somebody? No, that's my cousin. Is it pictures of the new baby? If you're on the stream, Jason, I got your text, but I see it's a video. I don't want to play it because, wow, that's a very nice room setup you got there. I don't want to play it if it comes up on YouTube. I will respond to you when I'm off. Mr. Miles says to me, Vixen says she doesn't say about. She says about. You read both words as the same. About, 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 about. That she does say. Anthony is laughing his ass off. Chief Cook, this is for the anti-trekker. Well, I've got to look at it too. I can't not look at it. Airwolf Season 1 intro. Okay, well, I can't. I know I can't play that. Vixen, thanks, Miles. Believe you. Mr. Miles says, I'm going to laugh if he reads them all as the same word. And he says, I'm drunk. Birdo Prey 5 is drunk, isn't he? Do I look drunk? I'm not drunk. I don't think I've ever been drunk. Well, I've been drunk a few times. But I haven't been drunk in 10 plus years, so. Okay, what do we got? 7 people here. That should limit the suffering. Anti-Trekker says, I have something very special for you in a minute, Joe. Oh boy. Oh boy. Vixen says, nah, you look normal. Vixen, perhaps you need eyeglasses. That I look normal. Or just normal for me, I suppose. Mr. Miles says, anti-tracker. Is it my SG print, Stargate prints? Yes, Mr. Miles, he's giving them to me, I guess. I don't know. Anti-tracker says, even better. Especially if you like the movie Excalibur. Can't say I ever recall watching the movie Excalibur. I am just trying to bring something up here. While we wait for anti-tracker. Vixen says he's going to chop your head off. Anthony D says Excalibur showed boobs, didn't it? Anti-Trekker says, well, the scene I sent you is from the film. And Anti-Trekker says, Anthony D, yes it did. And now Anti-Trekker says, okay, Joe, now you need to show this to everyone. What did you send it to? Discord? Okay, here is a YouTube link. Now I will take your word, Anti-Tracker, that this is safe Safe to show.
Anal natrach, was betad, durch Jeldienweg.
Oh boy. If this says Alexa, goddamn you. Ariel natris oris bazi bedhead juchel dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's Ariel natris oris bazi bedhead juchel dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Now this is the original again.
Anal natrach, was betad, durch Jeldienweg.
I don't think it was that far off. I just didn't deliver it with the same dramatic emphasis. Ariel natris oris bazi bedhead juchel dementa. Maybe I'm a little bit off. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Okay, anti-tracker. Very creative edit there. Mr. Miles says I was half expecting AT Edit to throw Kling-Ark voice in there. Vixen says, why would you say that, Vixen? What are you asking? Who are you asking that to? Anthony D says, it's Tim the Enchanter. Vixen Lowell's. Anthony D says, Vixen, no, but you can have mine. You don't need it anymore, Anthony? Chief Cook says, Alexa by the power of Grayskull.
Do you want to shop for power of Grayskull?
No.
All right.
Good work, AT. Yes, definitely. Vixen tells Anthony that was naughty. Anti-Tracker says, Vixen, do you see Lancelot's butt? But that is about it. That is about it. Mr. Miles says, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. No. This stream is full of trolls. Yeah, Anthony D. It is. Wow, we suddenly came Canadian for a minute. Yeah, anti-trackers, because Mr. Miles keeps throwing in a boot and about, and I keep getting confused as to which one to say. So I saw about, and I thought a boot. and I threw it in there because he's got me seeing a boot all over the place. Mr. Miles says it worked almost. Speaking of trolls, I wonder if there's a way of playing just this part of the video. No, I don't think there is. So, yeah, the Orville. Tonight's episode is titled something like Nothing Left on Earth Excepting the Fishes. I have no idea. I'm told that's a reference to King Lear or something like that. If it is, I have no clue. There's debate whether this will take them back to Earth or have nothing to do with Earth. Now we are supposed to be getting a time travel episode this season. I think it would be interesting if this one was it. Of course, who knows if it's really a time travel episode or just a planet that's very primitive, like 1950s America, then not really time travel. So you don't really know for sure, but from what I've heard from reliable sources, egotastic fun time like sources, is that there's a time travel episode. So maybe, I don't know. But tonight's episode, very much looking forward to the Orville. Honestly, like a car crash that you just cannot turn away from, I'm kind of looking forward to Discovery episode 1 season 2 also. Do I think it will be good? No. Do I think it will be awful? Yes. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yes. Do I think I'll be wrong? No. But either way, I am kind of in a rush to find out if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I think somebody said that the title of might have been Doomcock, that the title of episode 1 was Brother, in which case it would seem like they find Spock in episode 1, in which case, yeah, it could be a very, very bad episode. I don't know. I'm a little curious how Captain Pike plays and all that stuff, how they treat the original series canon. If Track Yards was correct that they edited the Enterprise to look more like the original Enterprise in the off season. A lot of questions that are going to be answered in probably just the first episode. So, yeah, there is some anticipation, but under no circumstances is CBS going to get any money for their abomination. If season 2 turns out to be somehow an excellent series, or even just a good series, then I will most certainly go ahead and pay for a streaming service that I don't need other than for this one series, and I will buy the DVDs when they come out, sure, but This is a war. This isn't just... Right now, we're not in a classic, I don't like the product, I'm going to skip it, or I'm not going to skip it. They've declared war on the fans. They declared war on the fans with Discovery. They declared war on the fans with putting Star Trek behind a paywall. They declared war on the fans by crippling fan productions, even fan productions that weren't making any money at all. Like Axanar had questionable choices, and I can understand Axanar getting some blowback, but they had no reason to go after all the other fan productions that weren't making any type of profit, and to limit them, to kill Star Trek Continues and Star Trek Phase 2 and all the other Star Trek fan productions just because Axanar crossed the line. That's a war. This isn't I'm not happy. This is, you've declared war on my way of life. And, it's on, bitches. It's on. To not allow Star Trek actors who's ever been in a Star Trek series before to be in a fan production, I mean, that shouldn't even be legal. I'm sure it wouldn't be under California law. California law goes out of the way to protect people from anti-compete agreements. I mean, anti-compete agreements are illegal in California. And by illegal, I mean they're just not enforceable at all. Some companies try to put it in to scare people into thinking that they have an anti-compete clause. But even the dumbest California lawyer knows that they are completely unenforceable within the state. So how CBS and Paramount think they can even put into... I mean, they can't put it into the contract of the Star Trek actor or actress that they're not allowed to do a fan production, because that would go against the state law. But they can scare the fan production into not bringing on a Star Trek actor or actress under threat of being sued for copyright infringement for bringing in Commander Chekhov or something. Or using their names. So, you can't even have somebody else play Chekhov. And you can't have Chekhov in the show, even though the actor is willing to do the show. And I think I heard you're even not allowed to use the Klingon language. The entirety of the Klingon language is not allowed to be used in any fan production. You know what? I'd say screw it. Because Klingon has evolved to English. Right? I mean, there are words of French origin, there are words of German origin, words of Greek origin in English, and now there are words of Klingon origin. Who's to say whether Qapla, whether I'm saying the English version of Qapla or the Klingon version of Qapla? Screw you, CBS. Pissing me off. And now, of course, I fell behind on the comments. Okay, I'm going to play a little video and I'll be back in a minute or two. This is another old video we made from my forum.
I'm a typical JUOT.net user.
And I'm a Crunk Times user. Bro.
My average income is $250,000 a year, and my credit score approaches infinity.
I live in Section 8 housing, and I'm usually late on my payments to rent a center.
I live within 5,000 feet of the Biltmore.
I live in 90 feet of Walmart, and sometimes I bring their shopping carts home with me.
I drive a car worth more than your house.
Well, my car has a system worth more than your car.
My home has appreciated 2% in value since this conversation began.
Bro. I don't play that, bro.
Play what?
Bro. Come at me, bro.
Come at you?
Yeah, come at me, bro. I dare you.
Why would I want to come at you?
LOL, you scared, bro.
I'm not scared.
You scared, bro. We have an ex-felon on our forum. He doesn't take shit from anyone.
Really? You know, we have a felon too. What did your felon do?
I don't know, bro. I think he spray painted a cop car. Serious business, bro.
Ours mercilessly beat a pizza delivery guy because they forgot the mushrooms.
I think ours isn't on mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, he totally freaked out, went crazy and shit. He broke down a wall, bro, a wall.
Yes, I saw the videos. It was very impressive that he tried to take down a wall with electric hedge clippers.
That's how we roll, bro. We're crazy like that.
For talking big game, you guys sure do act like little bitches.
What the F, bro? We're fearless. You are going to tap out. Just tap out now, bro.
I heard you couldn't take Birdo praise trolling, and you shut down his access to your site.
Yeah, he was being mean and all, insulted our admins and shit.
I heard your admins didn't buy any other domain names and now crunktimes.org and crunktimes.info forward to Nambler.
That's weak, bro. Just tap out, bro.
Would help if I turned on the microphone. I'm back. Yeah, that was my old forum versus another forum that no longer exists. They were a bunch of whiny millennials. Anti-Tracker is live now. Really, Anti-Tracker? I've got to scroll down to the end of the comments. Did Anti-Tracker say he's going live? Well, my apologies to Bird. I tried to warn him. Anti-Tracker says, I will be right back. I am AFK for a few, so I will try to verify Bird is okay with me going live before I do. Yeah, of course I'm okay with you going live, Anti-Tracker. Anti-Tracker says, FYI, I'm supposed to go live in a few if that's okay with you, Bird. I was going to do a live reaction to STD. You've already seen STD? Well, guys, I appreciate you all being here. I'm going to go watch Anti-Tracker. I know I didn't get to the comments. So, yeah, let's just head over there. I really don't mind anybody leaving to go over there because I know I am. I'm just curious. What do we got going on here?
Sure that you guys can't hear the episode of Discovery when I start playing it. I already have it queued up, obviously.
Oh, he's gonna.
Here's the web browser with.
He's gonna live watch Discovery.
But Obviously, I go back with this because then CBS would.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going over to watch, guys. So, sorry about the comments tonight. Qapla. We actually got another person watching. People, go to Anti-Trekker's stream, please. Good. Good. Everybody's leaving. But like and share the video before you go. Jesus. Qapla all. Take care. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. If you want to visit me, check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. And if you're really crazy, you can send me some money on PayPal. Take care.
Hello, unfortunately there's not going to be a part 4. Dad just fixed the computer and he promises not to destroy it again as long as I don't do another one of those. So